Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you for the 2021 College of Education Distinguished Alumni Awards ceremony. We'll try to keep it informal here. If you'd like to get up and you need anything from the bar, please feel free to get whatever you need. My name is Damon and I have the honor of serving as the Dean of FSU's College of Education. The tradition of assembling annually to recognize and celebrate some of our most outstanding alumni dates back to 1985. Nearly 40 years of honoring significant achievements, contributions to the field, and leadership. Between the College of Education's 8 undergraduate programs, 29 graduate programs, and 13 certificate programs, our alumni tend to pursue a wide variety of careers. That said, the College of Education prides itself in our ability to provide students with exemplary resources and access to world-renowned faculty members so that they can lead successful careers in the field. As an alumnus myself, I can attest to the College of Education's commitment to being student-focused and innovation-driven. At its best, the world of education offers a uniquely enriching and empowering experience to its learners. Consequently, it should go without saying that education professionals are some of the most impressive, impactful, and important people in the workforce. In the past few years, education professionals have needed more support than ever. Despite the challenges presented by the pandemic, we are not easing up in our commitment to supporting and celebrating education professionals. As a result, we are continuing to expand Project Elevate Ed, an initiative that we launched in 2019. Most recently, we attended and sponsored the 2022 Florida Teacher of the Year Gala to help celebrate the state's outstanding educators. We also recently traveled to Duval County in Jacksonville, where we safely delivered care packages to FSU graduates who are currently teaching. We hope that these small tokens of appreciation help to remind our current education professionals that what they do matters, and FSU is here to support them however we can. We launched Project Elevate Ed just a few months before the onset of COVID-19, and despite the pandemic's best efforts, we have still managed some great accomplishments. We have delivered over 2,500 care packages to FSU alumni who are currently teaching in the state. We have awarded over $51,000 in graduate tuition waivers to Teacher of the Year award winners, and given nearly $2 million in scholarships to students. We are incredibly proud of our alumni and lucky to have such outstanding professionals come through the College of Education. With that in mind, I'd like to shift our attention to tonight's distinguished alumni. Each of you stand as exceptional professionals among your peers and as examples for students everywhere. After being nominated by their peers and selected by a panel of esteemed alumni, we are proud to have 2 Trailblazer Award recipients and 4 Distinguished Alumni Award recipients this year. At this time, I would like to welcome Kevin Derryberry, our Assistant Dean for Development, who will be introducing our 2 Trailblazer Award recipients.
Thank you, Damon. This year, the Distinguished Alumni Awards Committee was comprised of 3 very prominent alumni, 2 emerita faculty members, the former dean, and the former vice president for student affairs. Sadly, none of them were available tonight, so you're stuck with me, Kevin Derryberry, your assistant dean for development, and the lead fundraiser for the college. The reason I love this event is because it's the one time a year where I don't ask our alumni for anything, and I actually get to give something to you. So thank you for allowing me to participate in this tradition of honoring the incredible alumni from College of Education. As the dean mentioned, in 1985, the college was the first college actually on campus to begin recognizing our alums when we created what was called then the Distinguished Educator Awards. The awards have grown, and we have incorporated a number of other categories since then. But we are actually honored tonight to have one of our distinguished educators, the 1990 recipient of the Distinguished Educator Award, Dr. Stephanie Gall, with us. And the only issue with Stephanie's award is we misspelled her name on the award that we gave her in 1990. So Tonight we humbly present a replacement award to Stephanie. If you would join us up here. There you go. Thank you, Stephanie. All right. Should any of our recipients notice a typo or a misspelling on their award this evening, please bring it to our immediate attention, and I promise you we will get to it within the next 31 years. We're also joined tonight by two of our 2020 Distinguished Alumni recipients who last year were honored in our first virtual ceremony. And so I would like to ask you all to give a round of applause and ask the recipients to stand as I recognize 2020 Distinguished Alumnus in K through 12 Administration, Bay County Superintendent Bill Husfeldt. And 2020 Trailblazer Abria Harris. If you have not watched our virtual ceremony, I encourage you to do so. Bill Husfeldt in particular has the most harrowing story of educational leadership with a pandemic, a Category 5 hurricane, and a shooting, all at a parent event, if I remember correctly, Bill, is that right? It was a school board meeting. At a school board meeting, for goodness sakes. And he has continued to lead. And he's continued to lead with aplomb, so we thank you, Bill. Dr. Harris, Abria Harris, was the district math specialist in Gadsden County when he earned his recognition last year. But the truth was he was such an impressive trailblazer that we said we had to have him back here at FSU, and he has been hired as a teaching faculty in the FSU Teach program. So thank you. Welcome back, Abria. The Trailblazer program itself began in 2018 to highlight the careers of high-performing young alumni of the last 10 years who are on a clear trajectory for success. It is my honor tonight to introduce our two trailblazing alumni, and we begin with Dr. Jason Guilbeau. As a first-generation high school graduate from a working-class Louisiana family, Jason knows firsthand the transformational power of higher education. In 2006, he earned his bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Louisiana Lafayette, and then interned for Congressman Charles, I'm not going to get it right, Bustani? Perhaps? All right. Before returning to academia at Texas A&M, where he would serve as the president of the Association of Future Student Affairs Professionals before earning his master's degree in Educational Administration, Student Affairs, and Higher Education in 2008. He next gained experience in the nonprofit sector, working for 3 years for the American Cancer Society, organizing hundreds of volunteers, hosting multiple events, and a man after my own heart, raising over $700,000 to fight cancer, before returning to academia once more as the assistant director for alumni affairs at the University of New Orleans in 2013. Jason put both his fundraising skills and his higher education skills to work, and in just 2 years, he doubled the size of UNO's Alumni Association and improved their fundraising record. Jason then came to FSU in 2015 as our prestigious John and Clara McDonald Fellow, the highest fellowship offered by FSU's College of Education. At FSU, Jason served as a teaching assistant. He also helped to build a sense of engagement for the Bryan Hall learning community, supported the research for the Center for Post-Secondary Success, and served as graduate assistant for the College of Education Dean's Office, where he helped create and build the 12-member Student Leadership Council, which still exists today, and a few of our members are also in attendance tonight. If our Student Leadership Council members could also stand to be recognized briefly. Thank you, Alex and Sasha. The SLC is the voice of our students and advocates for student issues with college leadership, and we owe Jason a debt of thanks for that. Thank you, Jason. Dr. Guilbeau earned his Ph.D. in 2018, and by January of 2019, he was hired as the executive director for ASH, the Association for the Study of Higher Education in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then came the pandemic, and Jason had to lead the organization through the chaos while keeping ASH financially solvent. In her letter of support, Dr. Christine Wren, the president of ASH, describes his leadership this way. Dr. Guilbeau undertakes all of this exemplary work with vision, knowledge, expertise, humility, and humor. He is the epitome of a servant leader. Because of his superior stewardship and vision, ASH will reach its 50th anniversary much stronger than it was when he started the job in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present 2021 Trailblazer, Dr. Jason Guilbeau.
Quick spell check. We're good. Good evening, everybody. As a true millennial, I have my notes on my phone. I actually wanted to start with something that has been important to me as I continue my learning and growth, and as ASH as an association continues its learning and growth. And that's a thanks to the traditional and longtime caretakers of this land, the Appalachians, the Muskogee, who eventually became the Seminoles. They have been longtime caretakers of this land, and we're sitting on their land as visitors today. Also want to recognize the labor that went into building Tallahassee, specifically that of Black slaves who helped build this city, or who were forced to build this city. So that's where I want to start my thank you and acknowledgments tonight. This is a really great honor, unexpected, but really cool and awesome. I have a few friends here tonight that I specifically want to recognize. My good friend Dr. Allison Peters, who was one of my best friends and continues to be a great friend throughout my doctor program. She had been in Tallahassee for a while and taught me a lot about FSU, about random trivia, about Tallahassee, always great places to get good beer, good food. So just saying, if you need some recommendations, she's your go-to person. My great friend Christian Williams, who we only had a year of overlap here at FSU. He was in the master's program, but we became great friends. I am very thankful that he is a northerner. As Kevin said, I'm from the south, and my first time in snow, I actually broke my ankle just trying to walk, and he was there to rescue me, so I'm very thankful for him. And then my partner Scott, who has been with me these past few years as we've navigated this pandemic, various things with the association, and has just seen a lot of highs and lows and everywhere in between. I'm truly grateful for them. And then two of my faculty members, committee members, Dr. Shu Ping Hu, Dr. Toby Parker, are here tonight. Just tremendously thankful for those two being on my committee, being faculty members, and just being great resources of knowledge, both when I was in the program and continues to be great colleagues today. As I continue my role with ASH, I just feel so privileged to do what I do, to interact with faculty members, graduate students, scholars, practitioners every day. One of the things that I looked up in preparing for this award was, what is a trailblazer? And one of the cool things was that it's leading the way for others, and that's something that I really try to center in my work, is not only doing what I do, but also leading the way for others. And I just continue to hope that I am doing a good job at that and am able to continue to make an impact, and just truly grateful for everything the College of Education at FSU poured into me. So thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Our next recipient of the Trailblazer Award is Dr. Nu Gao. Dr. Gao came to FSU in 2007 to begin her work in the Ph.D. program in education policy and evaluation. Dr. Patrice Ayatarola wrote in her letter of support, "I understood early on that Nu was exceptionally intelligent and skilled. What ultimately came as a surprise to me as her instructor and as her academic advisor was her intuitive and sharp perception and understanding of public policy." After earning a master's in economics in 2011 here at FSU and her PhD in 2012, Dr. Gao's career choices impressed her academic advisor even more when she noted that though Nu is a really strong and natural teacher, she sought out applied research opportunities where she would have the potential to shape policy and practice. Dr. Gao's first position after graduation was as a quantitative policy analyst. I knew I was going to get that word wrong. Quantitative policy analyst in Stanford University's School of Education, working with their team of renowned scholars, before taking on her current role now as the Senior Fellow for the Public Policy Institute of California, where her research can have the broadest impact. She has published 18 peer-reviewed articles and earned 10 grants for her research into math and science education, digital learning in K-12 schools, and student transition from high school to college. In the words of Dr. Ayatollah, her work is critical, timely, and highly relevant, as evidenced by her recent National Science Foundation grant to examine the impact of COVID-19 recession on next-generation science standards implementation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to award the 2021 Trailblazer to Dr. Nu Gao.
Good evening to everyone who's here this evening. First, I wanted to say thank you to the selection committee, and thank you to Dean Andrew for giving me this honor. And also thank you to all of the staff who worked so tirelessly to put this event together and make this such a success. And if someone were to told me 5 years ago that one of these days I'll be standing here accepting this award, I would tell them that you're crazy. So thank you. And also congratulations to all of my fellow alumni, and thank you for inspiring me. When I came to FSU College of Education in 2007, it was the first time I've ever been to the United States. So I thought I would fail, and I thought I would cry, and I thought I would be miserable. But instead, I thrived. I thrived because all of the incredible faculty, staff, and also students who supported me and taught me the knowledge and also skills that will benefit the rest of my career. Dr. Patrice Ayatollah taught me how to do public policy analysis. Dr. Linda Schrader taught me how to do program evaluation. Dr. Stacy Rowledge taught me how policies are getting implemented in practice. And Dr. Carolyn Harrington taught me the politics of education reforms. Because of all of those solid training, I was able to pursue my wildest dreams. I wanted to give a special shout out to Dr. Patrice Ayatollah, who was my major professor when I was a doctoral student and College of Education. I want to thank her for all of the opportunities she has given me and all of the support she has provided to help me grow both professionally and personally. She sees me as strength and not weakness. And also, more importantly, she sees the strength that I did not know that I had. So I wanted to thank her for unlocking my potential and also to help me set and also achieve all of the goals. And I wanted to thank her for being the best mentor I could ask for. And last, I wanted to thank Mr. Jimmy Pastrano, who's here with us tonight. Over the years, Jimmy helped so many students like me. And sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional because he's here today. When I came to FSU College of Education, when I stepped into the STEM building, he was the first person I ever met. So he introduced me to the department and also to the college. And over the years, he helped so many students like me, no matter where we came from, and no matter what language we speak, and also no matter, well, I'm sorry, it's Jimmy's fault because he's here tonight. So I wouldn't even be here without you. So thank you for the role model. Thank you for being someone who I can always look up to and count on. And last, so it has been such a challenging time because of the pandemic, so I'm truly grateful for everything. And so thank you all who can make it tonight, and I hope you will have a safe and also lovely homecoming weekend. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gao. And I do want to take this quick opportunity to say thanks to all of the staff people and faculty members that make the experiences that our students have meaningful. And before I miss the chance, I want to thank Cheryl Townsend and Charlotte Hayes, who have helped put together the event this evening. Anything that went right is entirely up to them. Anything that went wrong is sadly my fault. All right. Now, we have one other distinguished alumnus to recognize in the room, and I'm going to invite him back to the stage to introduce our recipients this evening. 2014 Distinguished Alumnus, Dean Damon Andrew.
Yeah, what an incredible group of trailblazers. Unbelievable. I'm going to go off script a little bit. Sorry, Jenny's, I can see her just holding her breath like, oh no. But I will tell you, it's such an incredible, special place to be. I remember when I was a doctoral student here, I took a doctoral seminar in organizational theory and sport from Dr. Jerome Quarterman, who eventually left FSU, went to Howard University, and sadly passed away a few years ago. But I remember he would start every doctoral seminar. He was always a few minutes late. And as good doctoral students, we got there nice and early. And he would walk in, and the very first thing he would say every doctoral seminar was, I can't see with all this talent. And I remember us as doctoral students sitting there thinking, here's a guy who's got all this doctoral degree, he's got all of these accolades and so forth, one of the most distinguished professors in the field, and he's telling us that he can't see because there's so much talent in the room. But I go back and I look at where all those students in that doctoral seminar are now these days and how great they're doing, and they're great and fantastic universities and having amazing careers, and it's just another testament to how great FSU College of Education truly is. So thank you, Kevin, and it's now my pleasure to recognize our Distinguished Alumni Award winners for 2021. Our first Distinguished Alumni Award recipient in the category of post-secondary systems at the university level is Dr. Andrew P. Dare. Dr. Dare earned his bachelor's degree and master's degree at Stetson University before earning his Ph.D. here at Florida State in counseling and school psychology in 2001. His career showcases an emphasis on leadership, academic progress, and community engagement for marginalized and underrepresented groups. Dr. Dare has over 25 years of experience in higher education. In his time at the University of Central Florida, Dr. Dare founded the Marriage and Family Research Institute, which supports and strengthens healthy relationships for individuals, couples, and families. He also served as the Associate Dean of the College of Education at UCF. Through his prolific research over the years, Dr. Dare has earned over $16 million in external funding to support his research interests. And those are family stability and mobility for the economically marginalized and career development through STEM recruitment and retention. To this day, Dr. Dare remains active in the scholarly community through refereed and scholarly publications and presentations. He's also a senior fellow in the Consortium for Family Strengthening Research. Combining an academic and clinical background in counseling and psychology with expertise in research, Dare's style of transformative leadership emphasizes personal and professional development and motivating faculty, staff, and students towards excellence, innovation, and impact in their work every single day. Today, Dr. Dare serves as the Dean for the School of Education at Virginia Commonwealth University, where he has been since 2016. He has brought passion, leadership, and remarkable intelligence to the world of education and was recently elected president of the Council of Academic Deans from Research Education Institutions. That's an incredible honor. It is with pleasure that I announce Dr. Andrew P. Dare as the winner of the Distinguished Alumni Award for Post-Secondary Systems at the university level. Dr. Dare was so excited to be coming to Tallahassee to accept this award tonight, but unfortunately, as sometimes this happens to deans, he was called upon for an important matter at his university and had to cancel his plans to be here with us. My communications team has been tweeting live from tonight's event, so what do you say we give Dr. Dare a Twitter shout out with a big group selfie? You guys help me out here for this? All right, everybody ready? All right. Do whatever you're good. Great job. Y'all did great with the audience participation portion of the event. Good. Our next Distinguished Alumni Award recipient in the category of K through 12 education is Dr. Kathleen Pham. Dr. Pham, a national board certified teacher, has 30 years of experience teaching language arts and has spent the past 8 years working in the professional development department of her school district. She received her Ph.D. at Florida State in Educational Leadership and Policy in 2019. She has taught classes ranging from 9th grade English to advanced placement literature and composition. She has also taught creative writing, media literacy, and life skills electives such as parenting and sewing. She is undoubtedly committed to the teaching profession and has served as a new educator support team facilitator, an IHEAT peer review teacher, and as a certified national board candidate support provider. As a founding member in the National Board of Certified Teachers of Miami-Dade organization, she has collaborated with the district and the union to provide opportunities for national board certified teachers to contribute to the profession and support early career teachers. Her passion and commitment to improving teaching led her to Florida State's doctoral program, where she was able to study the experiences and perceptions of teachers who participated in the IHEAT program in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Although Dr. Pham recently retired from the K-12 system, she intends to continue following her passion for teaching by working as an adjunct instructor at several local universities. I am thrilled this evening to be able to present Dr. Kathleen Pham with the Distinguished Alumni Award for K-12 education.
Okay, hello. So as a not millennial, I have my paper. Good evening. My name is Dr. Kathleen Pham. I am a National Board Certified Teacher, as well as a proud graduate of Florida State University. As a 2019 graduate, I am the tail end of an 11-year FSU streak. No, it was not a football streak, nor an academic award streak, but it was a continuous period from 2008 to 2019 in which we had one of our family members attending FSU. Because I am a teacher, I wanted to take that 11-year event and share a literary reference with you all. So here's a passage from Sandra Cisneros' short story, 11, in which the narrator says, "What they don't understand about birthdays and what they never tell you is that when you're 11, you're also 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And when you wake up on your 11th birthday, you expect to feel 11, but you don't. You open your eyes and everything's just like yesterday, only it's today. And you don't feel 11 at all. You feel like you're still 10, and you are, underneath the year that makes you 11. So when I wake up and think that I'm a doctor, the real proof is not just the diploma on the wall or my cohort 2 t-shirt that says, "Trust me, I'm a doctor," but it is the accumulation of everything that went into getting there. I envision my family, the family that has a total of 4 FSU diplomas on our collective wall. Ryan, who's here tonight, earned 2 degrees from Florida State. Kyle earned 1, and then I followed. There is our 11-year stretch. That's what got me thinking about Sandra Cisneros and being not just 11, but all the years prior. Even while I was attending FSU, I was also thinking about the years before and what they brought. I remembered the first October that my eldest was in Tallahassee, and he called me, quite disturbed, saying, "It's Florida. It's not supposed to be this cold." Ryan also provided some sports references and pointed out that FSU had an 11-year streak of bowl wins from 1985 to 1995, and that there have been several players, such as Casey Weldon, Kim Hammond, and Drew Weatherford, who wore the number 11 jersey for Florida State. And the teacher in me loves that I can add sports statistics to my literary reference. That's a win. I also recalled the various pets that my younger son Kyle owned or fostered when he was living in Tallahassee, and I mentally listed the various school roles that they had held, which included orientation leader, residence hall president, psychology research assistant, Asian American Student Association leader, and Hands of Hope board member. There were also many Parents Weekend visits and 5K runs for all those years, as well as my participation in the Family Connection, which included attendance at meetings, representing FSU at the local college fair, and designing themed gift baskets for the annual auction. Those experiences were all from years 11 and 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. So my experience in the College of Education allowed me the opportunity to merge my academic studies with my day job, and I conducted research on a professional development program in Miami-Dade County Public Schools, the district where I spent more than 30 years teaching language arts to high school students. I am very grateful to the university for giving us those 11 years, and to the College of Education for nurturing me for the tail end of that streak. I'd also like to thank them for making my experience just as exciting, meaningful, and relevant as that of my two offspring predecessors at this institution. So now you can see that we're a family of Seminoles. We even say my husband is an honorary Seminole because he supported all of us. And my hope is that whether your connection to FSU in years is more or less than 11, that you can take a moment to count down backwards through all your wonderful Seminole memories and be grateful. Thank you.
Our next Distinguished Alumni Award tonight in the area of higher education goes to Dr. Kimberly Barber. Dr. Barber started her higher education career in 1996 when she joined the Office of University Registrar at Florida State University. Successful promotions culminated in her selection as the University Registrar in 2007, a position she still holds today. She served as a student records lead for the successful implementation of Oracle's Campus Solutions student information system that went live in fall of 2013. She is currently chairing several work groups that focus on academic continuity operations as we navigate through the pandemic. And as a member of one of these work groups, the Academic Operations Committee, I have been able to witness her incredible leadership during the pandemic. Dr. Barber has been active since 2001 in regional, state, and national professional associations and has made numerous presentations at annual meetings and workshops. She has served multiple times as a program committee member for the Southern Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers, chairing the Information Technology Program Committee in 2006, and serving as Vice President for Information Technology from 2018 to 2020. Dr. Barber has also served on the Executive Committee for the Florida Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers, culminating in her tenure as President of the State Association in 2007 and immediate past President in 2008. Over the course of her university career, she has served on numerous accreditation committees for the Southern Association for Colleges and Schools and Commission on Colleges. Therefore, she successfully authored significant university responses for 3 fifth-year reports and 2 10-year reaffirmation reviews. Those of you who have been involved with SACs, you know that's a huge deal. In 1991, she graduated from Florida State University with a bachelor's degree in English. In 1996, she returned to the university as a graduate student and later as an instructor. She completed her master's degree in instructional systems in 1999 and earned her Ph.D. in instructional systems in 2013. It is with great honor and pride that I present the Distinguished Alumni Award for Higher Education to Dr. Kimberly Barber.
So, sitting here this evening, I realize that I'm the epitome of imposter syndrome, because I listen to the accomplishments of my fellow alums, and I'm absolutely blown away. One, by what they've done, and then two, I'm standing here because I don't know how to even begin to feel like I am equivalent or in the same room. I'm actually a little more of a clump right now than I would have thought I would have been. And I just have to say that anything that I've achieved since I graduated from this program is really, it all stems back to the core skills and foundation and the things that I learned. The ability to analyze research, the ability to analyze systems. I remember sitting in 5601 and reading about systems theory and realizing this is where it is. This is how the world works. And then turning around and applying that over the years. Taking the performance systems analysis class really opened up my eyes to the different ways that all these things interact and how do you improve systems. And that it's more than just designing curriculum, it's about the people. And in many, many, many meetings around the university and in other committees that I've served on, I make the point to people, there's a difference between a systems problem and a people problem. And if we have a people problem, we need to train the people. And if we have a systems problem, we need to fix the system. And that is probably, if I had to put my finger on any one thing, is probably the core of any success I've had or can be attributed to me in any realm. And I have to say, there's several people that I have to thank. Dr. Reeser is the only reason I'm standing here. All the other faculty that contributed to my success culminate in the work that he did and the work that he forced me to do as a graduate student. And my husband, who supported me through all of this, and our Associate Vice President for Enrollment Management, who gave me the runway and the room and the ability to operate in any fashion that I have done to help the university as we've moved forward through these years. And it's really a tribute to them. And I have to also recognize Dr. Storm for her support over the years, and maybe I don't need to recognize her because she's the one that dragged me into SACS, and if you've done anything related to SACS or accreditation, you know what that is. So I have to rethink that now. I will say in closing though, one of the things that I tell students when I'm working with them or colleagues or other people is there is no knowledge that is wasted. And there is a tremendous amount of value in doing something and then realizing you never want to do that again in your life. And the irony is that you should never use the word never, because that was the belief that I took out of Dr. Reeser's EME 5603, Designing of Instruction, and realized I never wanted to be an instructional designer because it wasn't my passion. You fast forward years later, I am designing instruction for an international organization on their education committee, and I designed all the materials and policies for another international dog sport. And here it is, I'm arguing with them about what makes a course objective. And that is just absolutely amazing to me that my life has cycled back around to the thing that I said I never wanted to do, and I'm passionately involved in it now. And it's because of this program and the support of the colleagues and the faculty, our esteemed dean, and so thank you.
Thank you, Kim. It's truly been an honor to watch you lead this university through the pandemic on the academic side, and not easy to do at a university that has over 45,000 students at it, to be able to, on a finger snap, suddenly switch the university and support the transition into immediately remote learning and everything that's happened since then. And it's been amazing to watch your leadership over the past couple of years. Finally, it's my honor to present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award to Mrs. Ginger Littleton. A native Floridian, Mrs. Littleton taught English in Melbourne, Florida, after earning her bachelor's degree at the University of Alabama. She then moved to Panama City, where she taught middle and high school English. In addition, she served as an adjunct professor at Gulf Coast Community College. She then earned her master's degree at Florida State University's Panama City campus and became the assistant principal at a new charter school. She was elected to the Bay District School Board in 2006 and served 13 years, running unopposed for each term. Ginger's tenure as a member of the Bay District School Board is quite well known. Despite new buildings and passing a half-cent sales tax that led to older schools being refurbished and updated, she is actually best known as, quote, the purse lady, for using her purse to disarm a school board shooter in 2010. While serving on the school board, Ginger was tasked with piquing local interest in Florida State University's Panama City campus. In that role, Ginger started the FSU Panama City STEM Institute that continues to provide learning opportunities for elementary, middle, and high school students. Students from the region regularly attend camps and workshops that connect them to career opportunities and pathways provided by FSU. In addition to working with students, the STEM Institute works with teachers to help them provide challenging, hands-on activities. The STEM Institute continues to bring learners and educators from around the region to the FSU Panama City campus. Please join me in congratulating Mrs. Ginger Littleton on receiving the Distinguished Alumni Lifetime Achievement Award.
It helps when you bring your own cheering section. Also, let me say Mr. Husfeld and Teresa and Dan and Stephanie Gall. These are my Bay County people. Bill is my superintendent for a number of those 13 years. Stephanie is a former superintendent. And Mr. Harris from Gadsden County. Did I get that right? Yes. Your Gadsden County folks, my dean, Dean Hanna, and Irvin Clark are both Gadsden County folks. So Northwest Florida is well represented here, and that makes me very proud. I wanted to know, Stephanie, how could they misspell Gall? Was that what they misspelled? No?
No, Stephanie.
Oh, they misspelled. Oh, well, you have that funky Stephanie, so it's all right. I'll go with it. I think I misspelled it a lot, too.
It was misspelled, and then the hurricane killed the rest of it.
There, exactly. Well, congratulations to award recipients and their families. Sitting among you and learning all of the things that not only you have done, but you're going to do is a humbling experience. And it's been really, really enjoyable. You've entertained 4 grandchildren, so you had to be doing something right. Either that or the dessert was quite good. I'm not sure which. Thanks to all of you in the College of Education who have had a hand in planning and executing such a wonderful event. Thanks also to you College of Education folks. See, I know about this because I'm at FSU Panama City, who because of your position or your responsibilities have been mandated to be here, and you know who you are, on a perfect Friday night with homecoming festivities just cranking up, and here you are. But, you know, if you got to spend a couple of hours somewhere, this ain't bad. Although I am older than, I was going to say most of you, but probably all of you. Well, maybe Dan, I don't know. Anyhow. And I'm not sure how I got this old, and I've tried for decades to be 39, and my kids can attest to that. But that's been a miserable failure. And so now I have to admit that I've been around quite a while, and I have experienced a few things that you youngsters can only imagine. Back in the day when I started teaching, having a bachelor's degree was fine. So I got mine, and I started teaching. And I had a family, many of whom are right here, worked full-time at several jobs and part-time at even more than those, and eventually realized that I needed a master's degree to be equipped to serve my students better. Here's where FSU comes in. My family lives in Panama City, and for those of you who are not aware, I don't know which way is west from here, but Panama City is about 2 hours west straight down Highway 20. We're on Central Time also, which complicates matters. And in case you've been under a rock, we are the home of the world's most beautiful beaches. Lucky for me, a visionary political figure had the foresight several years earlier to establish a branch campus of FSU in Panama City. It was pretty new, it was very small, and there were few staffers and no professors. Great idea. College, no teachers. You guys in Tallahassee actually committed to make this small campus viable. So somehow you incentivized teaching at the FSU PC campus. And true story, you guys know I'm telling the truth. Several evenings a week, your shuttle bus, which was kind of a POS even then, would haul the professors over to FSU several evenings a week. They would teach the class, and then they would get back on the shuttle bus, which had not improved with the 2 hours or 3 hours of age in the parking lot, and came back to Tally on the bus. Now remember, we're an hour earlier than you are. So even if the class was over at 9 p.m., and these were always evening classes, it was still midnight before your folks arrived back on the Tallahassee campus. Now, maybe these educators were saints, which many of us are. Well, I'm not in that, but many of you are. But perhaps the campus made them an offer they couldn't refuse. But I was one of the beneficiaries. At that time, I had 2 daughters in high school and 1 daughter who was younger who would come to class with me and sit in the break room and do her homework while I was in class. One of the high school daughters, the little one that would do her homework while I was in class, I think she liked the snacks in the break room a whole lot more than she liked the homework. The point here is that even long ago, FSU and the College of Education in particular saw that developing good teachers and creating that family of educators from across the state was not only the right thing to do, it was essential to the success of the state of Florida as a whole. Whether I was working in a classroom, as an administrator, a consultant, a school board member, the FSU family has always been the support system upon which I relied. Now FSU Panama City has grown and prospered and supplies opportunities from building teachers to building engineers and scientists. But while much has changed both here and there, the FSU family has remained. Education provides the foundation upon which we all build our lives. Data tells us clearly that the firmer that foundation, the more fulfilling our lives can become. It has been my pleasure over the last 45 years in some small ways to help others build firm foundations, and I humbly ask that you, as you continue your journey, make that your goal as well. Thanks again to my FSU family, to my FSU Panama City family, headed by Dean Randy Hanna and supported by some of these folks sitting right here, and to my own family, of whom I am so proud. Thank you, God. You can wave at everybody and say, hey. It'll wake them all up. Go ahead and wave. It's good, good. And to all of you who are being recognized here this evening, thank you all so much for this incredible honor. And as we always say at FSU Panama City, go Noles.
Ginger, I'll tell you that Dean Randy Hanna called me not once, but twice today to remind me to tell you that he sent you his very best, although he wasn't able to be here tonight for an event. So I'd like to ask everyone to please join me in a round of applause for all of our award recipients tonight. You have all made positive, permanent change in the world of education, and that's what every education professional aspires to do. You've all made us at the College of Education and at the university at large extremely proud. As we conclude tonight's celebration, I'd like to thank all the College of Education's donors, friends, and staff for making tonight possible. I'd also like to thank the family, friends, and loved ones of the award recipients who are in attendance tonight for their support. In just a few minutes immediately following the program, I'd like to ask all the award winners to come forward for a group photo. Let's lift our heads high this evening, knowing that education is advancing for the better. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and go Noles.